Welcome to Alpine Daily for our Monday Family Devotional. Hey families, this is a great week to get around the computer and talk about our virtue for the month. We're talking about peace, proving you care more about each other than winning an argument. And our Bible story this week talks about two brothers, Jacob and Esau. And the story tells us that Jacob stole Esau's birthright, and he took his inheritance and his place in the family. And Esau was pretty upset. And years later, the brothers end up meeting again. And this time, Esau decides to choose peace. He lets go of all of this in the past that's really hurt him, that he was so furious about. And he decides to choose to love his brother. Now, it wasn't fair that Jacob took everything from Esau. But our bottom line is talking about proving that we care more about others by letting go of what's fair. Now, sometimes talking about fairness can be really a challenge, especially in families. I'm sure there are things that you could discuss with one another about what's fair in a family. And for most people, this is a really challenging thing to work through because in life we really think we know what's fair and we want what's fair, and it's not fair when somebody else gets something that we deserve. And so in discussing this as a family, our Bible verse is highlighted because God tells us that we need to work hard to build each other up. Our memory verse is from Romans. It says, "So let us do all we can to live in peace, and let us work hard to build each other up." It's hard work to keep peace, and that is the challenge of letting go of what's fair. We have to really consider the relationships that we're dealing with rather than our own rights. So as a family, there's a couple of discussion questions that I think would be great for you to discuss. So when I ask these questions, just hit your pause button and take a few minutes to talk about these things, and I'm sure that it will make a difference in your family's interactions and how you interact with others in your community. So for kids, the question is, how can you react when a friend uses fighting words? Now this might be at school, and you might even could ask the question, how do you react when a sibling or somebody else that you know uses fighting words? What do you do to keep peace? And for parents, when have you seen a friend act badly because they were upset? And how were you able to be peaceful with them? So maybe parents, you could share an example of when you were an example of peace, or maybe you saw how this person chose peace in the situation. So discuss these things as a family because, fairness is not easy. We have to work hard to build one another up. And as Christians, we really need to consider what God's put in front of us and how we're going to respond to that.